One second. Everybody. We are here. I need to probably, I don't know if I need to change. Can people tell me, this is a little rough start because I just remembered that I have different audio settings. Can people hear me and can people hear Gary? Gary, can you talk? We're back. This might be the time slot that we go for. Folks, I don't know if people can hear me, but I hope that if you can. Crickson is in chat. Oh, Tom, yes to no. Yes to Tom, no to Gary. Gary, we're fixing that right now. Oh, yeah. Gosh dang it, folks. Listen. Advanced audio properties.
Oh, that's too advanced.
What about now? Gary.
Hey!
Gary.
Click advanced, and maybe I'm back. Maybe I'm here.
We're
Sometimes
advanced.
you click advanced. And really,
this is the
really
Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, with color.
With color.
With the little light, the light that you put on your Game Boy Advance.
Yeah. Oh, well, I remember that. Got him. Got him. Yeah. Crickson's in chat. Shout out to Browntown. We got Table and Legs. We got Knuckles in here. We got Cody Blackmore. We got Dart Prentice. What is going on, folks? It is
rolling deep tonight with Buds.
Oh, we're rolling, and we're deep.
Oh man.
Lady Fresh is gonna be pissed off that I didn't close her desk. But that's okay. She can deal with it. Folks, let me pop over here real quick. Folks, welcome back to the Budrush Bellow. We had a little bit of a hiatus. Well, because Gary and I hate each other, and no, I'm kidding. We just it's just busy. Life sucks.
Yeah, man.
But we're back. We're gonna have a good time. We got some fun stuff going on here. Let me see what we got. Blitz. What's up with that? Brawl. What's up with that? I thought this said expenses. I was like, we're gonna talk about my expenses. It's expansions. I can read apparently, but I can't write. We're gonna draft cold weather snacks. Gary, he loves snacks.
Love snacks.
And I love the cold weather. So, what's up with you? What's going on? What's new? What's happening?
Honestly, man, I am thriving. I'm living my best life over here. Work's been busy, but we had PAX Unplugged this weekend. We were both very busy this weekend. Both of us were at large gaming conventions but we weren't hanging out together, which is crazy. I'm having a great time, excited for the end of the year. Can't wait to see what 2024 is all about. We got a month left, and then we got to figure out, you got to grow up. I heard in 2024 is when you really got to grow up. That's what they told me.
Well, that is interesting, and I know that you're looking forward to seeing what 2024 is going to be like. I already saw the script, folks.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be a rough one, but there's going to be a lot of flesh and blood. No, it's going to be a good one. But we're not talking about New Year's stuff yet. We still got a whole month, and we got a lot to talk about. Royalty Card Gaming says congrats on the Riptide result. Thank you. We'll talk about that a little bit, and maybe I'll do a deck tech. Not tonight, but I will do one. But I actually have an idea for it. It'll be a little bit fun, a little bit tongue-in-cheek, as they say. But, you went to the Unplugged, and I was doing my thing out in Columbus, and obviously been very busy with life, and obviously there's too much to actually recap. But speaking of recap, shout out to Capolo. Capolo, if you're out there listening, we know what you are.
Recap with a K.
So let's... Is there anything else going on? Do you want to like? I feel.
You want to roll some dice? You want to open some packs?
I think I do. I want to apologize to the buds. Discord updated and now, Gary's not sized correctly, but that's okay. We've always known that.
Yeah, that's okay.
So we're gonna crack some packs. I have 3 packs here of Bright Lights, which we haven't cracked a lot of, if at all, on this show, just because it kind of coincided with our hiatus. But for those of you who don't know, we roll a dice like it's Scabskin Leathers, and however many action points we get is how many packs we open. And whatever we don't open will be opened up on the Patreon, which is in a billing pause right now, but that doesn't mean we're not going to throw some content on it.
Yeah.
But all right, roll that, John.
All right, here we go. Let's roll it. We got a 3. How are we feeling?
What are you using as the gambler glove?
Last ditch effort, from my judge pack.
Oh, elitist judge using cold foils that none of us can get. Yeah, let's crack. Crack it.
We're gonna crack the last.
Crack it.
All right, here we go. I mean, we could get 1 action point still. We could get none.
Sure. All right.
2. We are saved. Our turn is not over.
That is all right. We do have. I'm sorry, this is a little wonky. What's going on here? Boom, folks.
All right.
We're doing this live. This is what you want. So maybe we do the dash and we'll save the maxes for the Patreon.
Give the max to the Patreons. That's the move.
Still no Fabled. Even in the hiatus, when I've opened more products, still no Fabled.
Got it. Did you get that Marvel though? Was that you?
I bought that Marvel.
Oh.
I'm trying to collect all the Codex Marvels, folks.
Nice. You got the one with Arcane on it, so huge.
It was the cheapest one. Okay. I hate to say it, folks, but Codex of Blood Rot is the cheapest.
You gotta start where you can start.
Yeah, I figure we'll work our way up. All right, let's open this pack here. Oh, I don't know if that's a good sign. We'll see. All right, folks, let me move this a little bit. Let's get this in focus. Yellow Lay Waste.
I mean, it attacks for 4. In this format,
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Can't be defended by equipment.
Yeah, we haven't talked picks in this set very much, have we?
No, we haven't. Oh, well.
Oh.
Out the gate.
Big.
Man, this camera's having some issues. But that's okay. We know what Big Bertha does. It does some stuff. So red Big Bertha obviously is great. Weirdly enough, in this format, you still want poppers, even though they're not popping anything. And this has additional uses when it gets banished or boosted, I should say. Med-X, blue. I mean, it's fine, right? Like, you do want blues. But Big Bertha, I should put off to the side here.
Oh, yeah. Big Bertha's the picks.
It's something that we kind of want. I wonder if now we'll do like
the Discord update really is screwing us tonight.
Discord. I mean, this is just my camera. I think it's not. It's not Discord. I was
trying to take the blame off of you, but
that's all right. Fender Bender, 1 for 4, red. I mean, right where you want it.
Red, pretty good.
I mean, this is.
They don't give us 1 for 4s. They don't give us 0 for 4s in this set. So you gotta take what you can get.
I am a huge fan of this card. Anything with scrap.
I love scrap.
If it was the red, I would consider it over Big Bertha, or perhaps even the blue. Right? If you kind of wanted to say, you know what, I am going to be tech low. But at the yellow, it's something that you just hope to wheel. You wouldn't be unhappy with it in the deck. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Gas Guzzler here
is just the worst Big Bertha.
It's worst Big Bertha. It's got less. It has more text on it, but it's.
I don't think it has more text. It's probably the same amount of text, but it's just reminder text
rather than the actual ability.
Infused Titanium. Talk about a card, especially a red, that is really, really nice. William, I'm a huge fan of a mech card. I'm a huge fan of a mech card in relation to whatever else is going on. It's all relative. I look at more than the other mech cards. Infused Titanium
There you
All
go.
Star in this set. Not the yellow so much, still fine, but
Yeah.
so
Now,
we're here.
Zoom call. No, that's not Zoom call.
This
That's
is
Buzz
Buzz
Hive.
Hive. Bzz, bzz, bzz,
Buzz
bzz.
Hive. I like having one of these in your deck. It depends how draft goes, but I actually really like this.
Yeah, I think it's totally fine. I don't like starting with it, certainly,
for
and this
Pat
is one
One,
that you can get at some point in the draft.
for sure.
But these ones that when they become equipped, you like get a little bit of a bonus. Pretty nice.
Little juice.
Ooh, Hadron Collider. This is a spicy item.
Now
Yeah.
this is the sauce.
This is saucy. I'm not taking it over Big Bertha, but I am hoping to get at least one of these. If I'm on the beatdown, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't block. You're gonna want to block a bunch, but it's +4 damage sometimes, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're playing Dash, pretty huge.
If you're in the Dash plan, it's great. I think it's good in Max as well. I don't think you want it in Teklo, but that's the nice thing about Teklo is most of what he wants, the others don't as much. Evo charging rods. Destroy card under this. Create a quicken token. This one's great.
0 for 2. You can play it from all with Tekla off from Banish for 0. Pretty nice.
Pretty nice. Man.
I don't know if I take it over Bertha, but I might.
So I've been told I'm crazy to run this card. But if I'm playing Max, I want at least 2, maybe 3 of these. To be honest. I mean,
they're red. They're hyperdrivers. They got Crank. Secret Crank.
Yeah, special Crank.
Special Crank.
Well, I wouldn't take it over Big Bertha, right? I mean, like you take Big Bertha, you want to wheel something like hyperdriver. Like clearly, you're on that plan.
Now, call me crazy, but I love
you're crazy
heavy artillery. Thank you.
I just do it.
I love a blue heavy artillery. It looks good on the stream.
Does it look good on the stream?
Yeah. I'm watching the stream. It looks fine on the stream.
I just
on Discord it looks not great, but on the stream it looks fine.
The stream doesn't look too great to me. All right, it doesn't matter. This card is good.
Oh, very good. Closer.
Certainly. I mean, the blue's fine.
I mean, yeah. Even if you got one.
Whoa. Fancy that. Fabricate.
I love Fabricate. And in limited, Fabricate's pretty nuts.
I think it's good and constructed too, right?
Yeah, for sure. I'm saying here, like.
Yeah.
If I don't know. It depends if you're in Teklo, obviously, but you force Teklo with this, right?
Yeah, you force Teklo. Well, you don't necessarily have to be honest, right? Yeah. You can if you have some Evo stuff going on in your other mech decks, you can make this work. I think
we saw 2 Evos in this pack. I mean, it's hard to pass a Majestic, but if somebody else is playing Teklo and they're going to take this.
Yeah, so it's like you don't want to play against it.
For sure.
Yeah, I think it's worth taking, and you aren't like super tied into, Teklo, but I mean, obviously, it's a good idea to go that way. So if that's the case, you want to wheel probably the heavy artillery.
For sure, yeah. If you take the Fabricate, people might be in Teklo, obviously, because he's pretty good, but heavy artillery could wheel.
Lay waste. Foil. Did we get a cold foil?
No.
Boo.
Max Nitro.
Boo.
Or like minimum Nitro.
We'll take the Fabricate though.
Yeah, huge.
It's not one of the expensive ones.
Are these packs from Koros Wargaming?
This is from Koros Wargames.
I saw them at I saw some guys with those shirts on at PAX.
Yeah, actually, I was talking to the owner. He said we just got back, or they didn't just get back, but they I bought a board game that they had gotten at.
Which one?
I gotta say it's for Lady Fresh for Christmas, but
Oh, spoilers.
it's like a fungus one.
Oh, I know that one.
Was it fun? Goose?
I didn't play it. I didn't play
okay.
it. Hope you like it.
But all right, well that's the pack. Let's go to the Scabskin moment of the week, right?
Oh yeah.
New listeners, new watchers. Scabskin
First-time
moment of the week.
watchers.
What? First time listeners, first time callers, first time askers, first time chatters. Scabskin moment of the week is when we talk about sometimes in life or even in the game when we experience high variance either way. High roll or low roll. Gary, what's your Scabskin moment of the week?
So I've had this saga going on. I got AirPods for myself for Black Friday. First shipment of AirPods, lost, missing, no idea where. I write in, they tell me, I think I might have talked about this a few weeks ago, but I write in, they say they're lost. We'll send you a new one. Waiting for it. That package, missing. 2 weeks missing. Finally got them. They show up. So excited. I lost them this weekend. I don't know what happened. I had them in my backpack, and then I get home after I went to the Beyonce movie. I get home, and then they're not there. I didn't get a notification. I don't know what happened, and they're lost in West Philly somewhere, and I gotta go find them. I'm probably not gonna go find them. Probably gonna have to get new ones. But then yesterday, I don't even know. I think the universe is playing with me. I get an email that the original package might actually get delivered.
It all works out.
It's like, I don't know. It's like I'm still rolling. I broke Scabskin. I mean, I broke Gambler's Gloves right now, and I'm rolling the dice. We'll see, but crazy back and forth. I'm just like, I'm on edge. I don't know.
That is one hell of a saga. Now, I also lost some AirPods. I didn't lose them. I left them in a hotel room, and I realized too late. And I have the location on my phone.
Yeah.
And I went to the hotel, and I was like, "They're still here. Looks like both of them are out of the thing, and they're on different." Somebody like probably who worked there was using them, and I'm like, "Yeah, like." Can you go see if you can find them? And they're like, well, we can't find, no, not lost and found. We'll check the room that you stayed in. And they protected their own, which I respect, right? If I worked at a place and people were like, one of your one of your employees has my stuff, I would understand the inkling to kind of say, I'm not gonna tell this person. So I get it, and I bought new ones, but it just sucks.
It sucks.
You get like, and you didn't even have them that long. You get like dependent on them a little bit. I found.
I mean, I was listening to them in the Uber to the convention, and then I just didn't listen to them in the movie theater, obviously. And then they were gone. I don't know. It happens.
Well, I'm sorry.
How about you? What's your Scabskin moment of the week?
Well. Let me talk about my Scabskin moment of the week. So we'll talk about the brawl in a hot second, but this happened at the brawl. I played 8 rounds of Swiss in the 10K. Talk about my record in a bit, but of those 8 rounds, I played against one Rhinar. Who was playing that Rhinar? You might be asking. Well, it's our dear friend Matthew Dursey, also known who also is known as Sin Fab TCG Gaming. Sin, obviously friend of the show, a huge bud, the aggro Yinzer, out of control, out of his mind.
Out of it, always.
Playing Rhinar, certainly not a Rhinar gamer. I don't understand what was going on there. So he played his game perfectly. I mean, like, there's not much you could do against the on hits of Riptide as Rhinar, I've found, right? Like, you can, like, I guess you could try. I actually, it'll be interesting. We'll talk about it. I find that it's actually a little bit harder to fatigue Rhinar or Riptide than people think, but That's not what Matthew Sin was on. He wasn't trying to fatigue me. We had like a pretty good game. I clunked up at the end, and he was setting up a Budrush Bellow, but luckily the clunk up was the fact that I had traps, and traps happened to be good against Budrush Bellow turns. So, all that being said, he does roll Scabskins. A 1.
Nice.
Pops Gambler Glove. Another 1. You know, I mean, hey, listen, I've been there, and that's the only reason I feel comfortable talking about my opponent's bad beat is because I've been there. I've lived that life. I understand, and
worldwide,
you know,
done that.
And it's one of those things like I've seen how different people react, like opponents react to the double ones. Like there's like the stone face, like,
Pass.
My turn, yeah, you Arsenal, you know, or whatever. I've seen the people like try to like feel sorry, and you know, mine was just. Yeah, just like, what are you gonna do, man? Like, you know, I just get it. I understand. It's like, I mean, welcome to the club, brother. You know,
I gotta imagine that the man was not excited.
He wasn't thrilled. He wasn't thrilled considering it was round 2, or no, round three.
Greg Justice.
Yes,
one game that Greg played against Sin, he was playing Riptide. Greg was playing Riptide in Pittsburgh. You remember this?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Playing Riptide, like all trap fatigue build, and Sin plays Briar, and turn 1 he plays Exude Confidence. So none of he can play a single trap.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love that. So that was very fun. But yeah, Sin, Matthew, my friend, thank you for giving me a great experience and something to make content with, in the form of a story. Now,
greatest gift.
Let's talk about this expansion slots because there's been a lot going on here. Oh, that's for later. Yeah. We got some expansion slots here, which are pretty neat. So first we got this Graven Call. As you know, and if you don't know, these sets now have expansion slots where we get stuff that kind of it's replacing the supplemental set in a way by pulsing in stuff for the game for classes that aren't getting support.
You get a lot less, like, because supplemental sets, there's a lot of bulk that, you know, like Dynasty, I love Dynasty, but there's a lot of cards in Dynasty that just aren't seeing a lot of play right now.
Yeah.
And, you know, you skip a supplemental set, so you get to keep a draft. People get to keep drafting, and you know, you still get new stuff for heroes that aren't fully represented. I love it. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, no, me too. I think I'm a huge fan of this. Now, Graven Call, love to see this. Another dagger for assassin that you can return from the graveyard by popping 2 silvers, and you get to put a +1 counter on it. Now, as a judge,
important thing here. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I mean, I was going to ask you, so if it gets destroyed again, it loses the counter?
Yeah. So once it hits the graveyard, it's a new object. But what's very important about this is it says instant. Okay. Yes. So this is the start of your turn, like a lot of the other like equipment, like the boots. You know, if you have 2 silver at the start of your turn, you can do it, right? This is like at any time. So if you can end up pulling off like a go again combo, get some silver, pop it, get this back, and be able to finish your turn on it, which is really cool. And your opponent has to be wary of these contracts during the turn, because otherwise you could get this attack from your graveyard, which you would probably use to play like flick knives or something, right? So yeah, this is like a really cool card. Important note, it doesn't deal 2 damage with flick knives.
Yeah,
but it's insane. I love this card so much.
Yeah, love the design here. Repeatable flick knives, super cool. they're pushing assassin. Well, I mean, obviously
Yeah.
it's Brian Gottlieb's baby, so they gotta take care of the baby and see what
The two assassin cards are just so insane.
they are bonkers. William in chat
Better than
says,
Mauvrion Skies, though. If you ask me, Mauvrion Skies is better than
"Oh
all the.
wow."
All the...
William also has listen. Mauvrion guys could go kick rocks, pal.
No,
Um,
that's an Easter egg for the Buds Discord. Pat and I went off a little bit about Mauvrion Skies versus the next card, which I think you're going to show, but don't want to get too ahead of ourselves.
but in chat, William says supplemental slot, which is a great name for it, and also says Ravenclaw from Hogwarts. And Greg is shoot, I'm a Flufflemuff. Guys, Hogwarts, not real. No.
Just so you know.
Just so you know. Newsflash. Speaking of news flashes, here's coercive tendency, a new Arachne specialization. It's basically Mauvrion guys.
Well, depends who you ask.
Yeah, so it's an attack reaction. Look at the top 3 cards of the defending deck, put them back in order, then banish the top card of the deck. If you complete contract this way, your assassin attacks go again. This combat chain also blocks for 3. It's a blue and costs 0.
Amazing.
This game is very good. This card is cool.
Nuts. Yeah. I have a lot of thoughts on this card because so we were talking about this in the Buds Discord for a while. There's a really interesting thread if you want to go back and look at it.
Mm-hmm.
But the ceiling on this card is unhinged. Like if you play this card and you're able to do like all of these assassin attacks with go again, like part of the huge drawback of assassin is the cards don't have go again. So a lot of times you're either playing some sort of like way to give your cards go again. You got to do like your boots, maybe like razor reflex or something, right? But like this will do it for your whole turn. Now the problem is if you don't hit a contract, all it does is banish 1. So you need to either look at the top card and be sure, or you need to just like kind of set up a little bit of a combo turn with this. But the silver generation on this is just insane. Like Derek Deathnor in the Buds Discord did a little bit of a calculation on it, and like this card alone can allow you to get like 4 to 5, I think, silver in turn, because it lets you banish a card for the first one, so you get to assume 2 silver off the first attack, and then you have your mask, and there's just so much stuff you can do once you've got this hit. Ceiling is off the charts. Well, there's a chart, but
Yeah, I love this card. This card's really cool. I'm glad it's Arachne only, right? You don't want Azuri to have this. Come on. We don't need that. But
stealth doesn't need go again, right?
No. But very, very happy to see this printed. I think this is a really elegant way to kind of boost Arachne. Little by little. I don't know if this will put it Arachne over the edge, but certainly really cool. The next card, I don't think also is putting Azalea over the edge. Azalea is already pretty good. It won the 20K over the weekend.
This card scares me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Sure.
First of all, we love the name and 3s. Judge, jury, executioner.
Amen.
Gotta keep it to the point, right? Our boy William Bodo has shared with me his theory on legendary specializations, especially actions, attack actions, and I think he brings up a good point. He says that these cards kind of swing games in ways that make it a little bit unfun, and that brings up a lot of variance. Main thing he brings up is like Tumultai, right? Sometimes opponent Dromai drops Tumultai turn 1. That game sucks, right?
Yeah.
That game's done. What this card is very interesting is because it kind of has that same thing, except they also get Codex of Frailty.
Yes.
So you can do this 4 times.
How easy is it to get an aim counter on it? They just need the...
Yeah, I forget. You need the quiver. I forget exactly what the quiver does. I think you have to be putting it from your hand. But still, being able to, if you find a way to put an aim counter on stuff, if you do an aim counter build, I'm gonna search up the quiver right now just to it's been a while. It says whenever an arrow is put face up into your arsenal from your deck, you may pay 1. If you do, put an aim counter on it.
Okay.
So there are ways to put aim counters on your other.
So this doesn't do anything with Codex. I
Correct.
mean, like, yeah, you're better off grabbing a Remorseless or whatever.
Right. Or Endless Arrow.
Yeah. So I mean, I agree with William. Like, Tumultai is a great example of a legendary specialization that is the high variance is a problem, but I mean, I mean, I like Collapsing Trap. I mean, that swings a game.
True, yeah. No, and again, like it's more of in theory, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, you can get this back with it if you find some way to do it. Maybe Remembrance, I don't know. But there's doing this very powerful ability. We didn't even really read it. When it hits a hero, they discard all but 1 cards from their hand. That's nuts.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. That's like Collapsing Trap.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's a powerful on hit, right? You got to be able to give it dominate to really like do it.
Memorial Ground. Greg says Memorial Ground.
Memorial Ground is yeah. It's a good card. I'm not too worried about it because I'm going to be honest with you. Azalea already has these really devastating on hits in her deck. This is just another one, right? I think if you're teched for Azalea, it doesn't matter, right?
For sure, yeah.
Like, because
it
has to hit, right? And if you built your deck to like be prepared for Azalea, you're prepared for this, right? You're prepared for what the Red in the Ledger. You got to be prepared for those kinds of things. And like, you know, it's a brutal card. Azalea is a high variance hero in a lot of ways. So I think it should be good. But Slipstream in chat says this and Deadeye is pretty dirty, right? Trigger the judge hit first at Deadeye. Yeah. Goodbye to your hand. Not crazy fun for your opponent, but listen, maybe they just want
to have fun. We're here to win armories. We're trying to win Squizzy and Floof in December, everybody.
Yeah. And then finally, let's talk about the coolest card. Spoiled so far. Reel them in, boys. Wait, what would you say?
Look me.
So Reel In is basically Sonata for traps.
Oh, stinky Sonata right here.
Stinky Sonata.
Fishy Sonata.
Yeah, it's Sonata Arcan Fish. I don't know. We're Arcana Fish.
Sonata is Go Fish.
Go Fish. We'll workshop that.
Let's just call it Go Fish.
I mean, it is Go. Yeah, it's kind of hilarious. This card's awesome. I don't think it's unreasonably powerful. I think it's very cool. It is high variance. You know, I think the competitive play with this card is maybe a 1 of, maybe 2 of in the deck. If you're going towards end game and you know you kind of pitch stack this, it's a blue. Now that also means that you're going to have to want to pitch blues. A lot of the Riptide decks, mine included, are not in the like the market to really pitch. So you know, you just kind of play the blues, like the blue traps because they're good, and you play Intoxicating Shot because it's good. And William says, "Oh no, is that Levia in the art? She got trapped at sea." You know what? She needs to be trapped at sea at this point. You know, let her think a little bit. But
what does she become?
This card's really cool. The ceiling on it, it's so fun. I don't think it's and it makes the crew traps work. I like that it's not a Riptide or specialization, so like it inspires some trap shenanigans in probably like I don't know, like a fun Azalea and Lexi um, like UPF decks and stuff like that. That's pretty neat. Big fan of this
Yeah.
card. What are your thoughts?
Walk me. Yeah, well, I was going to ask you to walk. I'm not a Riptide player, but I would love for you to walk me through the priority windows of activating Riptide with this, because he is such a clutch character. His ability to load and then activate reload is so huge with this card. I just want you to walk me through it because I don't have it memorized.
So the coolest thing you can do, I'm gonna just talk about the coolest thing you can do, because we can talk about like the use cases throughout any kind of game, right? Let's say you got your opponent down single digit life,
Like
which
maybe 4. Let's say 4.
we could say more than 4. Let's say 9.
9? I'll give him. Okay,
Let's say 9, right? They attack.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe it has maybe it doesn't have go again and it doesn't have more attack. Let's just say that. You go.
All right.
Play reel in. You could just pitch all right. let me really think about this.
Let him cook.
So I'm cooking. So you got 4-card hand, 2 blues, a reel in, and a pitfall trap. Right? So I think you can play reel in X equals 6. Reel in play trigger on the stack, Riptide trigger. You throw the pitfall trap into the arsenal. I think and still hold priority. You could play the pitfall trap
before the reload ability resolves.
Before the whole card resolves. Then you get to look at 7 cards. Hopefully grab 4 traps. Hopefully, I think you just need maybe one of them to be, or you can do two more pitfall traps and 2 regular traps, right?
Yeah.
So you grab those 4 traps, reload trigger, pitfall trap, play pitfall trap, play a different trap, load the other pitfall trap, play pitfall trap, last trap. So like, let's say those other 2 traps also trigger. You're at minimum hitting for 4 unblockable damage, and if they have no resources, they get hit for another 6. Right?
Insane.
So that's 10 damage.
Once they're in the single digits, death in that little combo.
Oh, we're gonna be Kano, dude. It's like,
oh yeah.
We're gonna be in the tank.
Like Peter this weekend.
Okay, they're at 10. That's trap combo kill. So
AP, what? Oh, AP0. Okay.
How many resources do you have? None. Okay. Think about your pitch stack.
Yeah.
William in chat says, how close are we to mono trap Riptide? I don't think it'll ever be viable, because you can't just dirtle around and block all the time. Sometimes, and there's always going to be a deck that beats that, right? Whether that's Wizard or even Illusionist is a great example. Yeah. You got to force the cards on top to be what you need. Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, it's just cool. It gives Riptide this like really, 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 really fun card. Like
really?
What?
Really?
Real E. Real in E. A fun card. Super fun, but that's all the expansion slots so far. For now. Which is interesting. I mean, like, we could get another Riptide specialization, technically. Another trap, maybe. They gave Arachne technically 2 cards, but I digress. Let's talk about what happened. Let's just briefly. We don't have to touch it on. We could touch on Blitz. I just wanted to get your opinion real quick. So Blitz skirmish season. Heroes are rotating like crazy.
Flies. Yeah. Well, I will say a lot of heroes have been on the verge.
Yeah.
prior to the season, there were some who were cutting it close, but I know LSS made the controversial decision to really ramp up the points,
Mhm.
the Living Legend points, and there's a lot of people who are upset about it because they're losing their favorite heroes, and I get it. I get it. My favorite hero has been LL'd for 18 months in Blitz, so I really understand. It's a really tough feeling you got to get through. I find it cathartic to dance to songs that make you happy,
Sure.
get a morph suit, figure it out.
Amen.
But for those who love Chain, you can't play him anymore. Sorry. Feels
Yep.
sad. I get it. I get it. I know. Blitz says you don't have a home now. So all you can do is really hope that LSS is going to make more Runeblade heroes, you know, more wizard heroes, because right now we've just got the only one wizard hero and he can only play red cards.
Yeah.
Can only play red cards, the Emperor, and he's nuts, by the way. You see
Oh,
he's putting
very
up
good.
numbers. He's putting up skirmish numbers.
Well, that tome got to be really
Yeah.
good in that deck.
So good, honestly. We have a local, Josh, who's a Kano player, but he plays an Emperor deck, and it's just nuts.
Yeah.
But the professor put up some skirmish points too, which is great. Love to see that. He's my boy.
Shout out to the professor.
He won a skirmish. Now that Kano's gone, you don't have to play as much AB,
Yeah.
so that's nice. But yeah, I mean, Blitz is shaken up. I do think it's strange that we're getting a Centauri Saber in heavy hitters, but Kasai has Living Legended the weapon Centauri Sabers. So when she's gone, you can't play Centauri Sabers. So sorry, Bolton.
So my thought there, now I have no clue if anything's been said about that, is do you think, right, like, let me see here, I'm still on the page.
The hero might be legal, but their weapon is the one that the token weapon is Centauri Sabers.
Well,
so
what do you think that maybe I mean, it's the world's their oyster, right? They can make any rules that they want. Like, what if they said, we, now that we printed a new Kasai, Centauri Saber is now legal again because it happens to be this Kasai's signature weapon as well. They could say, oh yeah, I mean, it wasn't legal for a hot second, but hey, we want it to be legal with this Kasai as well. So Kasai's back, right? This is the first time we're seeing this, really, right? Like, we didn't.
I mean, you would see.
I mean, I guess Luminaris.
They printed a new one for Prism. They printed a new weapon for Dory when they redid her. I honestly think that if they do it, that people would be more upset than happy to see it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because people are really, really up in arms about this change, and I get it. I know I'm tongue in cheek about the whole Viscerai thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Nebula Blade banned in Blitz for 18 months, insane, way too strong.
Yeah.
But I put a Vincent list together, and I was like, oh, I want to put Nebula Blade in it, and then I remembered I can't put Nebula Blade in my Vincent list. So it makes you think. But yeah, I mean, I think really what we're looking at here is a weird situation. They clearly didn't plan on Kasai LLing, but maybe they planned on her LLing the original Kasai. Maybe they planned on her LLing during heavy hitters. I don't know. We'll see. I don't take too much stock in it because there's probably going to be a better weapon.
Yeah. Certainly.
Like a better saber or something. Because we already have like Quicksilver daggers. We have all this stuff that we can still play.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's an interesting situation. I like your idea of, they say like she's this Kasai is living legend, but this Kasai lives on, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I also see Slipstream talking about the Prism card. I don't know. I mean, Prism's pretty strong. I think people that think she's not strong just are, they think she's strong now because people said she's good now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Fino's card's probably, I heard it's not the greatest, but it could be a nice little piece in the puzzle. We'll see. I expect it to be, the Fino's card, I expect it to be something that leads people down the path that they wanted people to go on with Prism, right? Because I think they've talked about, it's like, Yeah, we didn't make it clear enough, obviously, with what we printed. So that's just, my thoughts on it. But for the Blitz thing, though, I think we're right now in this initial shock of this new LL system kind of change. But in reality, like, sure, I guess they can get points via battle hardens here and there. But I think looking forward, it's just going to be skirmish,
right,
like seasons, right? So if you don't want the same skirmish meta every single time, this is not too bad. I think this is probably a good thing. The argument there is, well, we're getting a ton of new heroes in between these skirmish seasons, so obviously it won't be the same meta. We'll have new heroes to play with, but sometimes things gatekeep heroes. We've seen it all the time. We'll see. Blitz is, I mean, the nice thing about Blitz, they can kind of try things.
Yeah.
So,
we have a bard for so we have a real bard you can play in Blitz.
Yeah, I think that Melody's awesome.
No, it's insane.
So Love cool. Her. But yeah, I just wanted to get your thoughts on it. And then I'll just touch on the Brawl a little bit. I played in the Brawl over the weekend. I didn't play in the 20K. I wasn't qualified, but I played in the 10K. I took Riptide. I went 6-2 for a top 16 finish. Got me qualified for the 50K next year and $225. So
what'd you get?
Wasted?
What'd you get with the 225? You gas home or?
I did buy the Codex of Bloodrot.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, which is like $90, I think.
Yeah.
And that was kind of it, right? Like, we got some Indian food that night, but like I was gonna probably eat anyway, so it wasn't like that's what it was going to.
I don't know. You think about your prize money, you're like, well, I want to get something special.
Basically, Gary, what I'm trying to say is I'm the best player in the world.
Yeah.
Now, Riptide, the best Riptide player ever to exist. It is funny, and I want to shout out to any new listeners, and I do want to do a deck tech, but I mentioned on Twitter that I posted the list in the Buds Discord. We got a lot of new Buds, so we were reeling them in. It's just like, yeah, come on, take a look at this deck. It's not that crazy. It's really based on what I had already been playing, which is based on something that Jesse Harper had given me. And I tweaked it for the meta that I expected, and it worked out. Would have liked to have beat Michael Fang, but that didn't happen. It was close, though. And, he did say I learned a lot about this matchup, which, hey, listen. I'm just out here teaching Michael Fang things, not the brag or anything. I mean, all he did to beat me was just like pummel CNCs. So
yeah,
that's all you need. That's pretty good against Riptide. He figured it out. He figured out the sauce.
He saw the line.
Saw the line. He's like, oh man, this thing just been dominating this game forever. Pretty good into this deck too.
Yeah.
But that's the Brawl.
Well, congrats.
It was fun.
Proud of you. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was. What, I will say, I'll get a little sentimental here, but it was a nice validating experience, right? Like, playing, like, obviously the top 32 of the 20K were still playing, but everybody who didn't make top 32 played the 10K. So you still had like Dan Rakowski, you had Michael Fang, you had, I think Fino was playing in the 10K. You had a lot of great players playing, and to kind of go toe to toe with them was incredible. Also, I played against Isaac Stanley. If anybody knows, he makes some content as well. He's on Kano, and it was the highlight of my week. And let me see if I can. I'll just show it on my phone. Should be able to see it. He's playing Kano, right? I beat two Kanos. It's a tough matchup. I beat two Kanos, and both times I just presented lethal and watched them torment over whether they can combo kill me or not. But Isaac was really, really cool, and he was like, when he was like, okay, I'm gonna lose, and he was memeing the whole time. He's wearing like these like pit vipers and stuff like that, and he's like, I'm gonna play Agony of Defeat. And I was like, okay. Um, and that's awesome to hear Slipstream. I was like, Agony of Defeat. I was like, what's that? And he's like, all right. He pulls it out, and I'll read it for you, and then I'll show it to you. It's a red pitch,
Mm-hmm.
generic instant, right? Cost 0. Already sounds pretty good, right? It's got to be good. It says, until end of turn, if you lose the game, instead, reveal your hand and the top 4 cards of your deck. You may explain to your opponent or opponents how you could have won. You still lose the game, and the flavor text is so close. And he had played that right there. And
Amazing.
I was like, that's the best thing I've ever seen. Thank you so much for the game. And we had a lot of
Wow.
fun. It was really cool. So yeah, shout out Isaac. Check out his
Shout out
content,
Isaac.
which is SIFNTCG. SIFNTCG. Pretty incredible. I was like, and you know what? It was the other Kano opponent, and obviously they were bummed that they lost. You know, were a little bit more upset that they couldn't combo. So it was nice. I mean, obviously Isaac was upset too, but Isaac, you know,
He had a plan.
he had a backup plan. So all right, let's draft. We got to
We're
draft.
drafting tonight. Serious draft.
Yeah. Yeah. It was crazy that he printed it and sleeved it. It was you know what? Actually, it was awesome. Judge. Judge. What the heck is this?
Did you call the judge on him?
Yeah. So I'm gonna give you first pick, Gary.
First pick. Wow.
Yeah, because you're a snack guy and this is your idea. So we're gonna draft our each 5 cold weather snacks. It's starting to get chilly here in the Northeast. Tomorrow's gonna be in the 30s, get down into the 20s at night. And cold snacks, Gary.
So my favorite cold snack. You can't
cold,
go wrong.
Wait. Cold weather snack. We shouldn't say cold snack.
snack.
Yeah, cold weather snack.
All right, cold weather snack. It is a warm spiked apple cider. I love just like, you know, you go to we usually go to like the Christmas Village thing or whatever in Center City, and you go to the little cart and you get like a spiked apple cider in a little mug that's shaped like a boot.
Sure.
That's my favorite. I love that. Nothing better than that.
That's a great answer. I was surprised you didn't go with something that I'm sure will be picked. I don't think I'm going to do it because I'm maybe not the target demo for it, but warm spiked or just warm apple cider in general is pretty delicious.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And spiking it, forget about it. Great pick. I'm gonna go with roasted chestnuts.
Oh, yeah.
Like a you know, you go to New York or something like that and you smell the nuts.
Oh, I love it. From the cart?
The cart nuts. Maybe I'll just say that.
Cart nuts?
Because I don't even know if it's really I don't know what kind of nuts they're giving me, but I'm just enjoying them. Cart nuts.
Yeah, no, cart nuts. You can't go wrong with a cart nut. That's for sure.
Cart nuts are insane, dude. They're so good.
Hot and fresh.
Hot and fresh. God.
You know, let's see. Cold weather snack. You know, I love. You ever go to like Insomnia Cookie and you get a fresh cookie out of the oven? Like a fresh one. It's got to be melty. Like I like a fresh chocolate chip cookie. Fresh chocolate.
Fresh.
Like it's warm chocolate chip cookie. Got to be hot out of the oven. I think Slipstream, where we want to say it, but the problem is, you know, once somebody says it, it's said.
That's a great quote there, Greg. When you when you go to New York and you smell nuts, I do. Hot cocoa is a great pick. I don't know if I'm gonna go with it. I do actually like it. I do like it. I really do.
The little marshmallows.
I kind of like those. God, this is tough, man. Hot chocolate chip cookie. Oh man, I'm just thinking about God. Oh man, I'm gonna go with a. This is a controversial take.
All right. I mean, second round. Go for it.
Oh no, that one's not big enough. Frothy beer.
Oh, okay.
I love a good, I think beer is more of a cold weather beverage for me than it is a hot weather beverage. I love like a good stout, like a Rausch beer, like something really smoky and wild. I swear to God, if Tommy says lasagna, don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. But a frothy beer is just so good. Like I'm just like I don't even mind that I'm freezing my, my freshies off. It's just good. I think it just warms the soul. It makes you feel warm inside. So a frothy beer it is.
I'm taking it. I'm going for it. I love a hot cocoa with the little mini marshmallows. You cannot go wrong. Round 3. I left it up there for 2 rounds. You gave me first pick. I had to be nice. Got to have the little mini marshmallows. Or what are you doing?
I mean, it's an all timer. It's arguably it's a little bit of, I mean, I know we're in control of the destiny here, but it's a little insulting that it's picked 5th overall.
Yeah, I mean, if hot cocoa was in the room, they would be really disappointed with their place.
Yeah, where's the Garfield voiced by Chris Pratt? Oh my God! Speaking of insulting, that was the worst thing I've ever seen. God, good pick. I gotta give it to you. That's a great pick.
I gave you 2 rounds.
But guess what? You didn't pick the GOAT of all time. Cold weather snacks. You ready?
Yeah.
Chicken. Oh shit. I can spell. Noodle soup.
Oh, dude.
Let's go.
Oh my God. It honestly, yeah, good soup. It's too good. It's too good. Yeah, chicken noodle soup. I mean, the only thing that might be better than chicken noodle soup, and I could be going out on a limb here. I love a chowder, like a clam chowder.
I love a chowder too. I had to go with the classic here. I think I was thinking soup in general, right?
Yeah, good. Yeah.
But like chicken noodle soup, right? You just got in from like sledding or something like that, and you're like,
oh my God.
And you're just like, and so somebody in your house makes chicken noodle soup.
You know what? I'm gonna reverse my pick here. When I would get in from sledding, when I was with my dad, he would make grilled cheese and tomato soup.
Oh yeah, you want me? That's your pick.
I want that. Because a grilled cheese sandwich with tomato soup. I mean, like, come on, like you got warm. It's everything you could ask for.
That is a great pick. You know what? Grilled cheese is just, that's like a sandwich. You're just like, I don't have it enough. And then you have it and you're like, why am I having this?
Why did I do this more?
God, grilled cheese. Great. God, good pick. Dang. What am I going to do? So this is a little off the wall, and I'm gonna do a broad stroke here, right? I'm gonna paint a broad stroke with my brush.
Okay, go for it.
Because I want to. So it's just classic takeout, and by that I mean,
like
za,
Yeah.
like pizza and like Chinese, right? I worked at a Chinese restaurant for 6 years. And I will tell you, when the weather got a little nippy out there, the customers were storming in. We want lo mein. We want wonton soup. We want chicken fried rice. We want General Cho's. It was mayhem. And I get it, because it does warm the soul.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good call. I mean, like, because you don't really want to cook too much if it's cold. You kind of just want something already done. I get it. Yeah. Last round is tough, because what I want to go is, now this isn't necessarily winter. This is more like in December. It's one of my favorite things to just get off the shelf.
Sure.
And I don't know if this is gonna ring true with anybody else, but I love the cranberry ginger ale.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I get.
The red ginger ale. I love it. I love everything. Like Paige's mom, she sent me a picture. I gotta scroll back. Gotta find it. She said we usually spend time with her, and then she sent me this picture. She said, got 2 bottles for Christmas.
Oh yeah.
She's got it on lock.
Oh,
this is a holiday snack for sure.
That's awesome. Oh, Slipstream says the Mac rib in chat. Man, I'm ashamed to say I am a McRib fan.
Yeah.
Because I also worked at McDonald's. Everybody's learning about all the food places I worked at today. I worked at McDonald's. I would plus that baby up. I'd throw some extra onions, some like pickles.
Oh, yeah.
Like, or it already comes with onions and pickles. I would throw on like lettuce and like maybe some cheese or something like that. It was, I ate like a king back then. All right, what's my last pick? This is tough. There's so many things you kind of hit on. The cranberry ginger ale is a really great pick there. I do like that. I'm trying to think of what comes out in like, some seasonal stuff here. I just want something to warm me up. Obviously, I picked a beer. That's not necessarily, I'm not going to say whiskey, because then it just makes me sound like an alcoholic. And even though I am,
nobody needs more evidence. We don't need a list of it.
We don't need a list. Cheese. Oh man, I'm really stressing over this.
I mean, there's so many options.
Okay. I mean, this is not lasagna, and it's not. I was gonna say it's lasagna. I was gonna say it's lasagna adjacent. It's not even really. I mean, other than that, there's pasta and cheese, but specifically Kraft.
Oh yeah.
Mac and cheese. Like, that is, there's something
10 out of 10.
Just like, like when something's so hot that like you kind of feel it right in the pit of your stomach. Yep. Like you feel it steaming.
Heartburn.
And, what was that?
Isn't that heartburn?
I know the difference, because I mean, you saw me. I popped the Tums right before we hit record.
Oh,
yeah. God. Kraft mac and cheese. It's not my favorite mac and cheese, but
no, it's about the occasion.
The experience. It's experiential food.
I mean, a big one here that I feel like I might have taken for number 5 if I wasn't thinking about cranberry ginger ale.
Mm-hmm.
Like a nice hot dog at a football game, or like
a football game, because like you go to like your high school football game or whatever, because you're back in town or whatever. Yep. It's cold. It's the Thanksgiving game or whatever. Like they're the night before. Go to the snack shack. What I think of every single time is, for whatever reason, they're not good anywhere else. Like anywhere else you get them, but crinkle cut fries from a snack shack
Oh,
at a high school football game, for whatever reason, is just crunchy enough and then just like steaming hot in the
yeah.
middle, where like
Warms you
you don't even know if you're eating potato in there or if it's just fire. And
up.
I don't know. I don't know,
Yeah.
buddy.
I mean, what a list.
Also, thank you for the
I'm excited for
subscribe
all of them.
slipstream. I appreciate you.
Huge.
Huge.
We're gonna hit 600 soon.
Hitting 600. Still working on the cosplay. The plan is Hartford be the time. That's the big event that I could reliably drive to and bring it. It's not gonna look good. That's what I found out is cosplayers are
It's
way
hard.
more talented than me, and they're awesome. But that's gonna do it for the show. I think we
Yeah.
covered a lot.
Oh yeah.
I think we'll
We
be
hit it
back
all.
next week too. I think as long as nothing happens, I think we're good for next week, and hopefully carried into the new year.
Yeah. 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock's
time.
better. It is better.
Yeah. Because it's trash night. You gotta get that trash out early.
Oh, I know it's trash night. That's why I talked to you. Anyway,
It's my night.
It's speaking of your night. What's your meal of the week and your plugs?
Yes. Yeah. So my meal of the week was Paige and I went to a nice restaurant in town called Kalaya. It's a Thai place. It's right down the road. We don't really go out to really fancy places much, but so it was nice to go out to a hip restaurant. One of those places where they take they take the food that they're gonna box it up and you don't see it for like 15 minutes because they want you to have the empty table to just like talk, or
Mhm.
whatever. That kind of spot. I mean, my water was like I'm a bit when I go out to eat, I drink a lot of water. I don't know if you're the same, but I refill that water like 3 or 4 times.
If that's the only thing on the table, I am slamming water.
I'm slamming water. But the man had the technique. I mean, I don't even want to attempt what he was doing. Cup was here. The pitcher was like up here. Like he had the angle down. Like he put it in front of he was showing off. I'm gonna be honest. He had game. He was showing it off. I will say, best thing about it was the snow cone thing that they have at the end. This giant snow cone orb. Awesome. Number one.
Not surprised at all by that.
Highly recommend the giant snow cone orb. It's $20, right? But the engineering that went into it, you got to think it's like the size of like 4 snow cones. And like, how much are you paying on average for your snow cone? Probably like $5, right? Like, so if this thing is like about 4 snow cones,
Sure.
I mean, that's on rate, right? That's on rate, and then you're getting all that engineering. So
Yeah, what's that snow cone coming from? Lockheed Martin? I mean,
I mean,
what is going on? All right, well, that sounds delicious. Gary, tell people where they can find you. Jesus Christ.
They can find me in the Buzz Discord. And I've been hanging out on X a little bit more. Haven't been tweeting or Xing, exclaiming or whatever it's called, but hang out there. If you have any questions about like Runeblade, the language or the arcane language, I love talking about it. That if you like Runeblade, talk to me. If you don't like Runeblade, you can pound sand. Well, you're right near neck. You're up, Tom.
All right. What was my meal of the week? It was also a date night with Lady Fresh. It went to a place called Bowman's Tavern, which is by Bowman's Hill, which is what they have like kind of like a park there and like a little tower, where they say that's where George Washington spied on whatever, which is it's not actually true. It was close to there, but it's not the actual place. But doesn't matter. Bowman's Tavern, really good, kind of like old timey kind of tavern, but like the food's really good. And I got a roast pork sandwich with provolone, long hots, broccoli rabe, and it had the little zhuzh next to it, and it was like so good. and like I couldn't even finish it because we loaded up on apps, which is like a problem, right?
Yeah.
But the apps were really good too because it was like local ricotta cheese, or whatever, however you want to say it, and then like a chili that was bomb.com, and yeah, it was really good.
Wow.
Thinking about it again,
Sounds great.
I want to go back. It's actually not. I mean, like it was an expensive night because we got like cocktails or whatever. But the sandwich itself was like still only like $16 for how nice of a place it is. So you can get, and it comes with like fries too, or yeah, it came with fries. Actually, I got onion rings. I was feeling a little zesty. Yeah, but you can continue to find me on X at FreshBudsPod. We call it Twitter still, but don't tell Elon. But where else can you find me? Oh, I have another podcast called Fresh and Buds. You can find tomorrow at noon, Thursdays at noon. Tomorrow we have Dex fan Rhinoceros. I'm really bad at pronouncing it. Arnar. Dex is awesome. Dex tomorrow you will see reveals to me, I already knew this a little bit, that I was Dex's first in-person game, but there's something about that game that I didn't even realize. Like it just melted my mind. Now Dex had top-aided Battle Hall. Was it Battle Hard in Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
And it's a great time. And obviously last week we had Danny Dimes, aka Dan Rakowski. And yeah, listen, things are cooking. We're cooking with gas over at Fresh and Buds. Also, I have another podcast I do with my cousin called Fresh Juice, which is indie video games that we kind of review. We've been getting a lot of free video games to review. It's a lot of fun, and it actually gives me an excuse to play video games because I haven't been playing as much. So
I tried that the pizza one. That was fun.
Pizza Possum?
The Pizza Possum. Yeah, it was pretty cute. Yeah, quick, nice. I liked it.
But I think it's going to do it. And everybody have a good week. And we'll hopefully see you next week.
Bellow.